Welcome to Bree's Bites. Today we're going to be making peanut butter banana muffins. This recipe is super easy and you can make it from start to finish in under 30 minutes. It's very healthy, it has no refined sugars, and all the ingredients, minus the chocolate chips, are pretty good for you, but those chocolate chips are optional, so if you want a healthier muffin, you can go ahead and leave those out. So as the title of this muffin will tell you, we're going to start with a banana, and you want one medium banana that is ripened. If you let the banana go for a little longer so that the skin gets dark, that's not a problem. You'll just have a little more banana flavor in your muffins. So we're going to break that up and put it in our food processor. You can either use a blender or food processor for this recipe. The next thing we're going to use is a half a cup of peanut butter. I'm using a all-natural creamy peanut butter today, but you can use crunchy peanut butter or whatever you have on hand. So we're just going to empty that into the food processor as well. And you want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees, so make sure you do that before starting this recipe. The next thing we're going to add is one large egg, and you're just going to crack that into the bowl of your food processor as well. And then we're also going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda into your bowl of your food processor, so we'll put that in there. The next ingredient is honey, and honey can be very sticky, so if you would like to, you can grease your tablespoon measurer so that the honey comes out even easier. So we're going to put 3 tablespoons of honey into the bowl of your food processor. And you'll see that that does come right out, so you're making sure that you are getting your entire 3 tablespoons. That's pretty important. So we'll put that in there. And then the last 2 ingredients are both optional. I prefer to put a little protein powder into my muffins just to give it, I use chocolate, so it gives it a little extra chocolate flavor and some protein, which is very good for you, as you know. So we'll put that in there, and then you're going to put the top onto your food processor, and you're going to pulse this until it's creamy. And if you do end up with a couple of chunks of bananas in there, that's not a big deal, but you do want it to be mostly a creamy mixture. So we'll turn that on. I'm just going to give that a few pulses. And you'll see it doesn't take very long at all to break down into a smooth, consistent batter. And I think that looks pretty good. So we're going to take the top off. And I have a bowl here with a half a cup of dark chocolate chips. You can use milk chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate, whatever you prefer, or you can leave them out entirely to create a more healthy muffin. I tend to like them, so we're going to leave those in today. So we're going to scrape the mixture into our bowl here. You want to get out as much as you can. And then we can just fold the chocolate chips into the batter. You don't want to put them in the food processor because you really don't want to grind those up. The texture of the whole chocolate chips is very nice. So we'll just mix those up. And you really don't want to add more than a half a cup of the chocolate chips. I know it can be tempting to add more, but this is really, I found, a perfect amount of chips to batter ratio. And you're going to want to line a muffin tin. I prefer to line it with liners, that way they're easier to come out, and I actually keep mine in a little ball jar so they keep their shape. But today I'm going to be using these silicone molds. They're pretty cute, and as long as you spray them really generously with cooking spray, your muffins will come out very easily. So you just want to spoon those muffins into their baking sheets. I use an ice cream scoop just to make sure that they are portioned evenly. So go ahead and line those liners and add the batter to that, and then just pop them in the oven, 400-degree oven for 13 minutes. And you want to test those with a toothpick to make sure that the toothpick comes out cleanly, to know that they are done. And it does make about 9 standard muffins. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these and place them in the oven, and we'll be back as soon as those are ready. Okay, so our muffins have been baking for about 13 minutes now. I've inserted a toothpick and it came out clean with just a little bit of chocolate from the chocolate chips, which is totally fine. So we're going to take those out of the oven. And there you have our peanut butter banana muffins. Thank you for watching Brie's Bites on Cat TV.